if it was the landowner or something.
Somebody, yeah.
We'll call the Scottsboro work session Monday, May 16th order. The invocation by Tony Wallingford and the pledge of allegiance by Keith Smith.
Let us pray. Precious Father, as we come before you this evening, we pause to lift up your name and give you thanks and acknowledge that all good comes from you. Father, we continue to ask your blessings over this city, over its citizens, over its employees, and its leaders. We also ask your blessings over our state and over our country. It's in your precious name we pray. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item tonight is Jack Livingston with the VFW property lease.
Well, thank you very much. How many of you watched 60 Minutes last night? No hands? Do we have a local celebrity who was on 60 Minutes last night? His name is Joe Stringer. Joe was a part of the retirement hour that was devoted to Marty Saber, who was retiring from 60 Minutes. And Joe Stringer was in Vietnam, and Marty Saber was with him on a mission, a fire mission. One thing that I do remember General Stringer saying, I had to be here, but he didn't have to be. And complimenting that gentleman. And digging down in my VFW file, I found an award of a Bronze Star Medal that was given to Joe Stringer, and I have copies of it. I'd like for you all to at least have and pass out to anyone else you feel like might be worthy. Thank you. So we do have a real celebrity in our midst. But that's not what brings me here tonight. I came here tonight to talk to you about something that happened also back many years ago. In December of 1970, there was a deed made from the city of Scottsboro to VFW Post 6073 and to the American Legion Post 30. To the property where the post is located, where the fairgrounds are located now. And any of you all have copies of this? I brought copies for you if you don't have it. Both posts, the Legion and the VFW, have voted to utilize the north 425 feet of that property to a veterans park. Thank you, I didn't mean to get into that. And we have organized a veterans park, and it's called the Veterans Memorial Park, Jackson County. You all have already heard George Jones speak of this and have endorsed it, and I think maybe have made a contribution to that. But in the deed that was made back in 1970, there are two restrictions that somewhat could be construed, I suppose, in a narrow way as preventing the lease that we have proposed. And one of those provisions says that neither of these posts can use either of this property to sell it to anyone else except giving the city the first opportunity to purchase it back. And the second one is, if either ceases to be in existence, then it would revert the property would revert back to the real estate of the city. So that's what brings us here. About 2 weeks ago, I took the liberty of taking a very rough draft of what we propose to do, what both posts, Legion Post and the Veterans of Foreign War is proposed to do, over to Steve Kimmer, your attorney, and asked him for his review of it so it wouldn't be cold when we got around to looking at it. So what we're asking for tonight is when you get ready to have a formal meeting where you can take action, that you endorse the proposal, find that it would not violate either provisions of this 1970D, and also to give us a little help in getting off the ground with the park itself. On Memorial Day, May the 30th of this year, at 10:45, we'll have our Memorial Day meeting at the Collins Auditorium. Our speaker is Mary Scott Hunter. Mary Scott Hunter is from Huntsville. She is a veteran, and she is the elected member of the state school board. She will be our speaker following that event at the Collins Auditorium. Then we're going over and have a little brief groundbreaking ceremony at the location of the park itself. I'd like to suggest to all of you, it would be a wonderful opportunity for you to be there to show your support not only of the city, show your support not only of the veterans of our community, to show your support of patriotism for this country. And with that, I'll answer any questions if you have any. Mr. Chairman.
I reviewed the documents submitted by Mr. Livingston. I think you all have a copy of the rough draft of the lease that Jack mentioned with municipal consent. I think you also have copies of deeds which have the 2 reversion clauses that Mr. Livingston mentioned. I concur with his opinion that it would take a pretty darn narrow interpretation for them to mean that the city could keep this kind of thing from happening. I concur exactly with Mr. Livingston's opinion on the matter, and strongly encourage the council to consider a resolution authorizing consent. We can do it one of 2 ways. To be absolutely safe, if Jack would prepare such a consent document, you could adopt that at the next meeting next Monday, or it could be done a little more informally if necessary.
I'll be happy to do whatever the council suggests.
You could have one by next Monday night. We would take it off the agenda.
Thank you very much.
They're going to
Yes, sir.
spend a considerable amount of money doing what they're doing, correct?
Right.
So wouldn't it be, what we're fixing to do, we not someday may have to come back and do something else? Would it not be some way we could do it now and end it forever?
Well, Chief, I think that the park is not going to be built in one overnight contract. I think we're going to have to proceed on it as the money is available. And Jim Olin, for instance, has looked at the drainage issue that exists there. There's going to have to be some drainage and pipe installed in that, take the water down to the ditch, which is in the west part of the property. I think that's one of the first things that's got to be done. He seems to think that could be done, and perhaps the city with its facilities might be able to accommodate us and do something of that nature. So there's going to have to be progress as funds and contributions in kind are available.
My concern is that 20 years down the road, we'll come back and say, hey, it's time for the city to take it back over.
Oh, no.
What I like, wondering if there's not some way we could just end it by giving you the property or signing it over to you forever and ever and ever.
That'd be a wonderful thing to do, though, just to remove those clauses from the deed.
Yeah. A lot of us have just made the night ain't gonna live forever.
Yes. I'll address that as good luck.
Council has the authority to do that.
I think that's a very good suggestion. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next item is discuss capital projects for police, fire, street, sanitation, and recreation departments. Rick.
Council members, if you remember back in budget time, we discussed capital outlay, and at that time we adjusted all the capital outlay out of each department's budget. And Mayor Potter's at the League of Municipalities meeting tonight, and he asked me to address you concerning these items. If you look at the first two pages that is in your packet, that looks like this. I have looked at our sales tax collections, and through April of 2016, our sales tax collections exceeded the sales tax collections from April 2015 by $526,283. Out of that, the TVA in lieu of tax, when we did the budget last year, it was down $156,000 from what we actually projected that it would be because of reductions from TVA. Also, during the year, you have given items to different organizations that I have listed there, and those items total $86,350. So you have available for capital projects or capital outlay $283,609. The department heads have requested the amounts that are listed there for their departments. There is backup behind the pages there for what that they have requested, the amounts for. And if you have any questions, either Chief Dahl, Chief Necklace, Mr. Blizzard, Ms. Yokel's not here, but I will be glad to answer any questions you have for that. And I'll just go ahead and tell you what that her request is for is a program to take care of their situation over there, where that they can have point of sale items. They would use it at the concession stand. They would do scheduling with it. They would have the recreation facilities online, to where that anybody could go in there and rent the facilities online. It would show up on their scheduling. It's a very good program. It's going to take some equipment and for that, but it'll be a very useful tool for them, and it would take care and put some controls on the point of sale items that are over at the Redcom and at the concession stands. Also, in your packet there, the amount that Chief Dahl is asking for is for 3 police vehicles that are fully equipped, and he is also going to use his money that he gets from the FTA funds to purchase another vehicle. So he'll be purchasing a total of 4, but one of those vehicles will be purchased from the funds that he has that have accumulated in the FTA funds.
Any questions for Rick?
Hey, I met with the fire chief before the meeting, and we talked about his stuff. And it's my understanding that 25% of the cost of the fire department would be paid for out of this fund, and 75% would be paid by the city. Is that correct?
Is that the,
4 cars, he buys 1, we buy 3, 25%, 75%.
you talking about Chief Dog?
Yeah,
Okay.
correct.
Uh,
And then I talked to the fire chief and I asked him, because I think what we have here is each year they do a list of capital projects and stuff they need that's not normally in the budget. And we always, recently, have put it on hold. And I would gamble to say that he probably had a lot more stuff than 4 cars. And this looks like a pretty good list of what the fire department might want. And but it's possible that there's more as well. So what I'm getting around to saying is, we're making him pay 25%, but we're not making anybody else pay anything. I don't know if that's fair or not.
That, the part that he's paying is not included in here.
I know, but it's still,
Yeah, he's,
wouldn't
actually,
get it
his
if
4
he didn't
cars
pay
is, his 4 cars is $160,000.
that he's paying for one of those. And I asked the fire chief, they have the same kind of situation, they have a fire tax that goes into an account, and they save it and they buy sometimes bigger items later on. But, I was wondering why maybe around 25% didn't come out of that tax. And I'm not so sure about Yvonne or if there's anything that they could do.
She doesn't have any funds that are.
But I just wondered why. Well, I guess what I'm really wondering why we're making him buy one instead of like everybody else and whatever they need to buy if we're going to do that.
I don't know why we're making him buy one. I'll be happy to address it. As far as fire department is concerned.
Yeah, well, you really can't answer for the police department. And I'm just saying, we've got two situations. One having to buy 25% of his, one having to buy nothing of his. And I wonder why he has to buy 25%.
As you stated, he is making a payment on the ladder truck. And that ladder truck is, the payment is about $107,000 each year. So he is using his money to make purchases, or they made a big purchase. I think that you also used some of your money for something else too, didn't you?
Well, and no, yes, we used some of that money for turnouts last year, and like I said, we've got a longer term plan for, and we talked about that again.
Yeah, I thought maybe I misunderstood you because I thought you told me you were saving that money because you were going to buy.
That's the longer term plan. We have used it in the past for some of those bigger items, and that's $70,000.
I'm just trying to clear it up in my mind while we're doing it different ways. I was hoping, no, I wouldn't hope, I wouldn't go there. Thank you.
Any other questions for Rick? Put it on next week's agenda. Thanks. Next item is to discuss Michael Wade. Josh.
Council members, you should have in your packet a proposal from SM&E to perform engineering inspection services for Michael Wade. As you know, we bid that project. Construction cost is about $450,000, and this is for the inspection services on that contract. It's $22,845, which is about 9.5% of construction cost, and that's normal standard to be right at 10%.
Anybody have any questions for Josh? looked over this, Mr. Chairman?
No, sir, this is the first time I've seen it. Josh is exactly right, that normally these things run about 10%. But I would be happy to review the contract documents and report back to you on that.
We
And
sent
we
you
had,
electronic.
how long before the project could actually start?
That's what I was gonna ask that too.
It's scheduled to start later part of June. So we've got time to, put this off and we send it to you electronically.
Send it to me electronically.
We'll put it on next week's agenda too, if there are any questions. Thank you, Josh. We go to delegations. Ms. Morgan?
Thank you, Mr. Stewart. Council members, citizens of Scottsboro. Once again, I come before you today and bring some record requests forward. Ms. Phillips did provide a copy of the near forward engagement document, which outlined fees from 2013. Did not receive the information regarding billings and money and payments from the law firm of the near forward Shaver and Payne. I requested that. That's the third request. Second request here is, these are numbered up in the corner up here, 1, 2, 3. Second request is the insurance carrier's loss control report, specifically the reports where the medical info is not contained. I'm interested in the management info from the insurance carrier, which outlines logistics, management shortcomings, suggestions from the insurance carrier to the city of Scottsboro, where suggestions for improvements, where either the insurance carrier or the citizens could come up with a shortcoming. Then on the first request, this is again a repeat request. This is a request concerning the basically the investigation that was authorized by the mayor to Mrs. Bray. I've changed this a little bit, stating specifics in here. I would like to see that. I did file a complaint with the state's attorney general, who forwarded this up to the district attorney here locally. District attorney informed me that the records were available. Didn't say that they'd be disclosed. They said they were present and available. I have information that at least 2 department heads has those records. Also, the mayor has the records, and the numerous attorneys that the city of Scottsboro has hired has those records, and I'd like to see those. If you're not going to provide those records, you're required by law to state the specific exemption, and I request that you do that if you're not going to provide those. If you're going to conceal the records, then that falls under the criminal statutes of the state of Alabama, and I will go forward to require those records. But this is not necessary. Either provide the records or provide the exemption of why you can't provide the records. Thank you.
We'll go to reports. Mr. Wallingsford?
I don't have anything tonight. I just appreciate everybody making the effort to come out.
Mr. Smith?
No, I haven't.
Mr. Miller?
I haven't.
Mr. Stewart?
I don't think they do that.
I don't either, just thank everybody else.